Center, United 1758 Heavy, 1,800 feet. United 1758 Heavy, Denver Center, roger.
Well, howdy there, folks. Pretty happy with how that started. So, welcome back to the stream. Once again, it's just the arrival, and we are on Golf Victor Golf Alpha Sierra Aerosoft A340-600. En route now between London Heathrow and Las Vegas. Which probably explains the kind of Western music I'm trying to come up with this theme, that we are crossing the desert and we're just about to get to fabulous Las Vegas. So let me, if I can, show you what I have going on for us today. I'll start with an overview of the flight, where we are and how we've been doing. That's it. This is on Navigraph, of course, and you can see we've just we're in Utah. Next to the little corner here of Arizona before we start the arrival into across the state border to Nevada and finally into Las Vegas, and the airport is Harry Reid International. Flight's going well. It's been about I want to say 8-ish hours.
575 Virgin 155 Mike Heavy.
That's us, Virgin 155.
Salt Lake Center, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, flight level 380.
Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, Salt Lake Center, copy.
Okay, that's all you have to say. Copy. Super. Aircraft has actually behaved really well today. Primarily that was because I was watching Dr. Dolittle, and we let it, we had all the faults off. We'll turn that back on for the arrival. And yeah, I've loaded in the arrival soon after we departed Heathrow. So that's what it says. Obviously, the keen, those who are keen amongst you will notice this is obviously not really well timing, because I think Vegas is just afternoon or still probably noon, I'm not really sure. But here in the sim obviously we're at 1:53 Zulu, which is well past my bedtime. But here we are. It's been 9 hours and 51 minutes since we pushed back on the gate from the gate at Heathrow. 9 hours and 35 since we've been airborne. Not a lot of waiting today. We're using BeyondATC, and interesting note that I found out about BeyondATC today. If well, I'm on the experimental version, which has the integration from Flight Radar 24. But if you're not on lifetime, that doesn't work. So they'll then tell you to either go on to lifetime, or that, well, it will inject, but the traffic won't match, if that's what's correct. So I just went on the live schedules, and the traffic should match roughly the scheduled tables, I guess. We're flight level 380, and I could tell you with what time is it? 1:53 here. 1:55, sorry. The top of drop is at 2:18.
Mike Heavy, contact Salt Lake Center 133.9.
That's us.
Contact Salt Lake Center 133.9, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, good day. Salt Lake Center, Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, flight level 380.
Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, Salt Lake Center.
Okay, that's all he has to say to us. Super, we're using the AI. From what I'm seeing on the online with BeyondATC, they're working a little bit on the vectoring, So I'm excited to see what happens now today here when we are going into Vegas. My mouse is blinking at me, so there's a chance that that might die, so we'd have to come up with a plan if it does. Something not insane. I'm hoping that it lasts until at least until touchdown, and then we can kind of figure a way around things. With the time we have left, let me jump in and we can discuss some of the arrival. Let me get the charts out. Once again, I'm going to be using the Lido planner. I really like it. I'm used to Lido. It's what I work with most of the time, so it's what I'm most comfortable with. So we are just past 6 on the way to Gap. There's no moving map here, so I can't tell you exactly what's going on in Las Vegas. Let's get some information at Harry Reid International. Wind calm. It's 10 miles visibility. It's clear conditions, 32 degrees. Altimeter 29083. That's not going to tell me much about the runways and what's new, so I'm going to open up a second window, which you're not going to be able to see. And that's BeyondATC's window, and that tells me in Vegas the wind is different from what's being reported there at 136 Zulu. So for us, same time, that's okay. It's 10 miles clear. Wind is 213, gusting up to 25. 33 degrees. Altimeter is 29074. So is that a decent change? Yeah, I mean it's a decent change from what's on the weather there. They're arriving runway 19 right, 26 left. Departure runway 19 right, 19 left, and 26 right. Knowledge receipt of information Victor and advised aircraft type on first contact. Good. With that information, sorry, that was 19 right or 26 left. Let's see what works best for us. So an overview of the airport. 19 right would be this one here, just under 3,000 meters. And the other runway that was active is 26 left, just over 3,000 meters. Not really much in terms of a high speed here. Ideally, I'd like to land 19 right, exit Yankee, join Bravo, cross the runway, and then I believe all the internationals park at Terminal 3, or I don't know about this concourse, but yeah, that's where I'd like to go. And 26 left is simple as well. Alpha 7, exit Bravo. So both of them work. From my... Let's look at the AFC. I'm coming in from generally this way direction. Both work. I mean, I don't see any trouble. 19 right is an RNAV GPS only. I have not done that with the 340-600. And I'm wondering if it has the approach mode thing, like an IAN, or if we're gonna get their hand and have to do something like an LNAV, VNAV all the way down, or a managed descent. I don't know the terminology. Here's something cool about Vegas. We're starting from Gap, which is our next waypoint, the one we're going to. So we have a Gap transition, and that's gonna lead us to the Chow arrival. Take a look. Gap to Manson to Phil, and then Allen. I don't know if something about those waypoints remind you of a certain something, some movie maybe, and heavily based in Las Vegas. There's Tiger, there's Doug, there's Hang, Alan, Charles, Stu, Phil. Pretty cool. But we're going from Gap, Manson, Phil, and then finally to Alan. And Alan's then gonna take us to Chow. There's restrictions, so we need to be above level 240 at Phil, between 230 and 170 at Allen, and below level 160 at 250 knots at Chow, from where we'll then go on to this arrival. From Chow to Wolf, and I'd like to go 19er, right? So we go Satchel, Fella, Boo, and then P-Pen. I don't know what that is, and Neon, of course. If you go the other way, you get Tattoo, Carlos, you know, the baby from the movie, Flies, Prino, Pack, Beeper, like the phone, I guess. Just cool. Wolf, Pack. There's holes available at Tiger and Allen. It's quite funny. I'm enjoying this. But yeah, 19er right or 19er left. As we go down, you can see they kind of staged descents at 10, 9, 2. It's only 800 feet to lose, so we'll use maybe a bit of vertical speed here. Then 7,000, 230, so we need to slow down, maybe a touch of flaps. And then we'll be ready at P-Pen. The arrival will be onto, hopefully, ILS 19er right. There's two options. We get Vector to Suvi or Vector to Stora. And then it's a bit of an offset for 4 miles, and the final approach track is going to be 194. It's a 10-degree turn, and that final approach track will set us up at 6 miles, which will be fully configured by. And I believe the Vegas Strip is somewhere over here, so that's the scenic one that I'd like to fly from Waxy in. And a decent minima, we're complying with the visibility criteria.
Mike Heavy, contact Salt Lake Center 133.6. Have a good one.
That's us.
Contact Salt Lake Center 133.6, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Salt Lake Center, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Good evening, flight level 380.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, Salt Lake Center.
That's all they had to say. Yeah, so this is the one I'd like to fly. It gives me about 2,500 meters to stop when it displays the threshold, and it's 46 meters wide. Ideally, this is the one. I feel it. If we don't get it, I'm gonna ask for it, and yeah, hopefully it works out. They've also got an RNP Zulu arrival, which can also be fun. I'll have that set up and ready. And then the VUR DMEA, which is more like a letdown. So you show up to Boulder City, and then essentially on this track you do some kind of a circling maneuver to get to the landing runway. It's very complicated. On the 340-600, I don't know. I think it's a bit strange, you know, such big planes doing small plane things. That's the, I guess, I don't want to say European mentality, but I'm kind of thinking like that these days. So we discussed the AGC, APC, we're parking Terminal 3. I'll just go ahead and verify that with the internet. Lovely. With that all said, now you know what the plan is. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to punch in the numbers as discussed. The question is, which wind do I use? I think we're gonna use the wind that was because Navigraph is reporting something interesting as well. The real world is landing 26 left and 19 right, and they're saying it's quite windy as well. So it's 200 at 13 knots. Temperature is at which guy? Temperature 33 degrees. That's in Celsius for our Americans. The altimeter 2974. That's in inches of mercury. For 19 right, which our request, we saw that earlier. The approach minima. Where's that? There we go. We'll pretend it's a Yankee arrival. The approach minimum for that's going to be 2750 for an LNAV, BNAV. And I'm going to plan for a config 3. We'll run the performance. This is a nice straight in. To be fair, if it was a Zulu with the curve, I'd probably go full. But this is just a 10-degree turn, and it happens 6 miles out, so we have plenty of time. The other thing that might be fun about Las Vegas, because of its heat at 33 degrees, it's not crazy, but it is warm compared to a lot of the world. Furthermore, it's at an elevation of about 2,200 feet, which should play a small role, so the air is a little bit less dense than we had, say, in Tokyo or DC the previous streams. So we need to account for the compressibility of the air. So the same change of elevator that you might have used to fly might not be adequate here, so you might need a bit more. We're talking minor margins, and you just gonna have to get the hang of it as time goes. Lovely.
Allegiant 9201, expect Chow 4 with the stew transition, runway 26 left.
There we go, he's given out the arrivals already.
Transition, runway 26 left, Allegiant 9201.
It's gonna be... well, I'm curious how it manages traffic. Don't think there's gonna be any more arrivals or descents. I'm gonna leave you guys outside the airplane and enjoying the sunset and sort of this, I'm gonna call it the cowboy view. This is, well, we're still over Utah. Can I tell you? Honestly, I don't know where this is. This is the middle of nowhere, but it
Allegiant
sounds...
9201, contact
looks
Salt
like a
Lake
lot of
Center
fun. There's nobody
125.575.
Center on
Hold on.
125.575, Allegiant 9201.
Okay, so this is between Boulder and Cedar City. So this is the... I'm guessing this is either Capitol Reef National Park or Canyonlands National Park, or the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. Oof, that's a lot of wilderness. And I love it. Enjoy this for a bit, folks. I'm gonna go and take a look at some of the airport information, and I might come up with something interesting. Let's see.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, expect Chow 4 with the gap transition, runway 26 left.
Can we get a different runway, please? Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, roger, say runway.
Request runway 19 right, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, confirm arrival runway change 19 right.
Affirmative, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, roger, change to 19 right, approved. New instructions to follow.
New landing runway 19 right, Wilco, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, expect Chow 4 with the gap transition, runway 19 right.
Expect Chow 4 with the gap transition, runway 19 right, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, contact Salt Lake Center 125.575.
Contact Salt Lake Center 125.575, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Good day. Salt Lake Center, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Good evening, flight level 380.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, Salt Lake Center, copy. Allegiant 9201, contact Los Angeles Center 124.2. Take care.
Contact Los Angeles Center 124.2, Allegiant 9201.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, contact Los Angeles Center 124.2. See you.
Center on 124.2, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Los Angeles Center, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, flight level 380.
Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, Los Angeles Center, copy. Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, descend via Chow for arrival. Runway 19er right, altimeter 29er74.
Descend via Chow for arrival, runway 19er right, altimeter 29er74, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
All right. So the we've been cleared on the Chow 4 arrival for runway 19er right. Initially was 26 left, but of course, as briefed, requested 19er right, and we'll start down on the Chow 4 arrival. Slightly different from Europe. It took me a couple sessions to get my head around it. When you clear for the arrival, you just descend on your own accord. Like, you don't ask for descent, just go. So the Chow 4 arrival, let me see, with the gap transition, the first restriction is 240 above at fill. So I'm gonna go in, dial 240, and in about 10 miles I'll let them know minute we'll start the descent. In this time I will chit chat with the cabin crew and with the passengers and do a checklist. Hello. The checklist. So what do we tell? We'll tell the ladies and gents that's 33 degrees, that the estimated landing time is 7:41 local in Las Vegas, which is about 20 minutes ahead of schedule. Expecting once again a smooth ride all the way down, and should have nice views of Vegas on both sides, I guess, or we get the best
Southwest
view
1536,
because
contact
it's
Las
right out
Vegas
in front.
approach
Hopefully. Let's see.
125.025.
And thank you for being on board.
Southwest
And
1536,
next time,
have a good evening.
come back. So checklist.
Southwest 2794, contact Las Vegas approach 119.775.
So it would be the approach checklist down to the line.
approach, Southwest
So briefings confirmed, the ECAM status 100% is checked, but let's take a look again. Yep, she's normal. ECAM status checked, seatbelts. Okay, so maybe this is a bit later. This is quite early for seatbelts. Let's commence that descent. Let's push Mach descent. Here we go. Damn, Boomy girl, you got home quick. Or I've just been talking for a while. Nice. So in the time you were getting home, we have commenced the descent into
Delta
Vegas.
2119, contact Los Angeles Center 134.65. Contact Los Angeles Center 134.65.
Let me know, Boomy girl, if you want to
Delta
take a look
2119.
at the chart, so you have an idea on what's going on. I can repeat things for you, but I think you strike me as someone who just wants to wing her approaches. Or I assume because it says Boomy girl, you are a girl, but hey, you have charts for Vegas? Nice. Alright. Cool. Enjoy looking at your chart, or I mean, I could show you mine, the Lido, which is the superior charting provision by Lufthansa Systems. All right, maybe I started this descent a bit early. You know, I've always wondered, do you, like, even if you don't need the table, do you leave the table out? Or is it usually closed away unless you need it? I'm curious. I mean, obviously, this is an out for taxi takeoff and landing, but I mean, how is it used? Do you have it all down all the time, and do you like lean on it like you're sitting at a bar, or is it usually tucked away? You keep it closed? Okay, nice. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, Boomy Girl, I'm gonna show you what we're doing. You don't have charts. Super. I'll show you. These are charts for Vegas. We started off here at Gap. In fact, we're past Gap, Minson. Now we're at Phil, where we need to cross above level 240. After Phil is Allen, and after Allen is Chow. So Allen is between level 230 and 17,000. Chow, we need to be level 160 below at 250 knots, and then from Chow we're going runway 19 right. So it's gonna be to Wolf, Satchel, Fella, Boo, and Peepen. It's also quite cool because you can see that a lot of it is influenced by the Hangover movies. So you got Tattoo, Carlos, Wolfpack, Beeper. I don't know what Beeper is. Jade. I wanna say that might be the name of the Lady of the Night. I don't know what Sheen or Needle is, but yeah. Holding points are Tiger, Alan, Phil, and Doug, which is quite cool. But we're going down from Chow 4 into the 19 right. Two options. We have Eyeless Yankee, which I expect will get vectored into via Stora, Moses, and Woxy. Or worse,
Allegiant 9201,
Arnav Sudu, which
leave
is
Chow
an
heading
AR approach.
240. Expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 26 left.
Yeah, we turn in, and the plan is ILS, sorry, yeah, I don't know, because we lack imagination, and it's all business here, you know. So, flaps 3 for this ATC is too loud. Okay, let me turn that down a touch. Let me know if that works for you. So flaps 3 if we do the Arnav Yankee, flaps full if we do the Arnav Zulu, which is the AR with the curved legs. So I want to keep my speed in to make sure we don't overshoot anything. And if there's any kind of visual approach, also flaps full. The landing runway, 19 right, it's long enough. I'll do the performance just now, we requested for it. It's 3,000 meters almost. If you look at it here, it's a bit of a displaced threshold. Gives us about 2,500 meters. No center line lighting and all that. And we'll use LNAV, VNAV minimum of 2750. I'm expecting after landing 19 right, we'll exit Yankee, Bravo, and then we'll go to Terminal 3 to park. I need to check on that again. How's ATC now, Boomy Girl? Oh, I guess you didn't see any of that, or... Oh, you did. So when I close it, it closes here. Lovely. Good news. Excellent. So, back to flying. We're 240. Next is 17,000. In the US, you don't get explicit clearance. You just descend. So they're going to tell you to descend via an arrival, and you descend in your own time. So 17, I think the next above altitude is going to be at, let's look. It's probably gonna be at 10,000 as Satchel, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set 10,000 one time, and that should take care of things for me. 10,000 set. Okay, around here is a good time for the belts. Sit your belts on. Oh. So, the ATC, BeyondATC, fantastic. But I don't intend on going around for stupid mistakes, yeah. if for example the runway is clear and I keep getting told to go around, I'm gonna land. Because this is an experimental version. We don't know if it's real or not, but we're gonna go. We're gonna land. See, I just realized. Oh no, the weather radar is on. It's just great weather. And we'll put terrain on my colleague. As you can see, despite me selecting 10,000, the hold on. The aircraft is targeting level 170, so it's going to respect all the constraints on the way down. And the speeds, hopefully. So the next one will be a chow. A chow will require to be at 250 knots. Let's get the VORs tuned. Not too fussy. I don't really know which VOR to tune. Let's see if there's one co-located. Yes, LAS Lima Alpha Sierra VOR is co-located in the field, so that should give me a good indication of track miles to run. LAS. No ILS frequency because we're not doing one, and I can clear these. Oh, they stay, do they? Okay. And I wanted to do landing performance, 19 right. That is the wind. It's kind of windy. 230 at 20. The last weather conditions at Harry Reid, 200 at 13. So let me change that. .33 degrees is correct. 1007. That's correct, even though it's inches of mercury. Low will leave auto brakes on. In terms of weight, let's use our present weight. We're only getting lighter. 243 tons. And that's us for runway 19 right. Obviously we're able to do it with landing config 3 and even with reverses off, and it's gonna be fine. Transition level altimeters. I think it was 29er, 89er. It's set on my side, and my colleague will set it just now. 2974, sorry. So my colleague is gonna get the right one, and he or she is gonna correct me. 2974, and we're gonna set the correct altimeter down here. 2974. You can also see, because this is both in hectopascals and inches of mercury, so it's actually
Virgin
corresponds to
155, Mike
1007.
Heavy. Leave chow heading 250. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19 right.
Okay, visual
Chow
approach.
heading 250. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19 right. Virgin 155 Mike Heavy.
So visual approach. So for the visual approach, I said I will do flaps full. Visual approach 19 right. Leave chow heading 250. Okay, we were supposed to have slowed down at chow, which he hasn't done. Full speed. Speed 250, please. 2 miles to go. We are not going to slow down. We leave chow heading 250. Expecting visual approach. I'll leave the overlay of the RNAV anyway. We'll change the minimum a bit. If I was doing a visual approach, I think 500 above the field is good. Like if I don't see, I mean it's visual, right? So is there really a minimum? Not really. So heading 250 at chow.
Los Angeles Center, Sun Country 3001, leaving 16,000 for flight level 190, climbing via the
And
Gidget for departure.
I'll do open descent. That's gonna help
Sun
reduce the
Country
speed to
3001,
250.
Los Angeles Center. Climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
Landing lights on. Why were
Climb
these
and maintain
on? I
flight level tree
guess
60. Sun
never
Country
turned them
3001.
off. Probably birds through.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy. Contact Las Vegas approach 125.025.
Contact Las Vegas approach Virgin 155 Mike Heavy.
That's a good time.
Las Vegas approach, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, 12,500 feet with the numbers.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, Las Vegas approach. Good evening. Altimeter 2974, expect the visual approach, runway 19er right.
Altimeter 2974, expect the visual approach, runway 19er right, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Alright, visual 19er right, the approach checklist. Briefing is confirmed, ECAM status was checked, we'll check it once again anyway. Fantastic, just while I was about to check it. Nav, GPWS terrain detection fault. GPWS terrain off. Okay. So, the area in and around Las Vegas has some isolated peaks. Visual day, so if we're visual with the, well, just got to be more vigilant. We're losing our terrain. And terrain GPWS fault off. Okay, so we don't need terrain on ND either. Auto brakes low. And let me do that checklist again. Just before that, let me round out my descent. It's about 1,500 to level, so we'll go speed VS and 1,000 foot per minute descent. The approach checklist. Briefing is confirmed. ECAM status now checked again. Seatbelts are on as it says on our display there. Minimums, it's set to 2,750, but it's a visual approach. You know what? I'm gonna set a reminder minimum to 1,000 above the field. So field is at 2,200, so let's make it 3,200 is our minimum set. And barrel, both are on QNH at 2974 inches of mercury. The approach checklist complete. Let me now clear this before Boomy Girl gets upset. You want to see the chart for 19er right? Sorry, let me show it to you again. Obviously we're doing a visual approach, so the 19er right chart isn't really going to help now. There it is. This is the ILS Yankee approach 19er right into Las Vegas. It's a bit of a, it's a 10 what do I call it, 10-degree turn from essentially the initial approach fix to the final approach fix. So for the final you turn 10 degrees and you have 6 miles straight down for the runway, which is obviously not required today because we are on vectors. Good, I hope you've seen that, and let's go back. Flatten level at 10,000 feet with 30 miles to go. Ideally at 30 miles I want to be at 9,000 feet. Airport is 2,000 feet high, so 11,000. But as far as I'm concerned, we can go ahead and activate the approach phase, following which I'm going to manage the speed so she goes down to clean speed. Clean speed's nice, 220 knots, so healthy speed.
Virgin 155 Mike Heavy, descend and maintain 8,000 feet, altimeter 2974.
8,000
Descend and
feet.
maintain 8,000 feet, altimeter 29074, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
I really don't know how many foot per minute. Let's try 700 first. Based on the range ring, it's about 20 miles to LA, 10, 3, 5. So let's do 1,000 foot per minute. At
Virgin
minimum.
155, Mike Heavy, turn left heading 240.
Turn left, heading 240, Virgin
Heading
155, Mike Heavy.
240. Heading 240 set. Okay, I need to be at 8,000, so 8,000, and we pull press idle, open descent.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, turn left heading 230.
Turn left, heading 230, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Heading 230. What I'm gonna do, based on the RNAV Yankee, gonna extend my final
Virgin 155,
from
Mike
Watson.
Heavy, turn right, heading 250, descend and maintain 5,700 vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 250, descend and maintain 5,700, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
5,700 set, heading 250 set, and yep, 1,000 foot per minute. And as discussed, we extend from Waxy.
Las Vegas approach, Southwest 3992. Good evening, 16,000. We have Victor on board.
Oh,
Southwest 3992, Las Vegas approach, altimeter 29074, expect the visual approach runway 19 right.
Altimeter 29074, expect the visual approach runway 19 right, Southwest 3992.
okay, runway
Virgin
1 and a right.
155, Mike Heavy, airport is at your 11 o'clock 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
15 miles, 11 o'clock, field in sight.
We have the field, Virgin 155, Mike
That's
Heavy.
one.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, cleared visual approach runway 19 right.
Cleared visual approach, 19 right, Virgin
1,000
155, Mike
feet.
Heavy.
Gear down. We'll turn our onto a heading of 230.
Southwest 3992, lead NV heading 030, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19 right.
Lead NV heading 030, expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19 right, Southwest 3992.
Flaps 2. And we'll do VS again, 1,000 foot per minute.
Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, contact Las Vegas Tower 118.75. Have a good evening.
Contact Tower
I'll make
118.75,
micro
Virgin
adjustments.
155, Mike Heavy. Las Vegas Tower, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy, visual runway 19 right.
Virgin
800 foot per
155,
minute.
Mike Heavy, Las Vegas Tower, wind 200 at 13, gusts 25, runway 19, right clear to land.
Clear land.
Runway 19 right,
yay.
clear to land, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
Back on the heading.
ready for departure, runway 19 left.
Flaps 3.
Allegiant 12, runway 19 left, Line up and wait.
Line up and wait. Runway 19er left, Allegiant 12.
That's 19er right. Looks like we're lining up on 19er left. That's unintentional. They give us a track to correct. And we'll do also final approach flaps. And in case of a go around on the RNAV Yankee, we were supposed to climb to 6,000. So I'll set 6,000 here and let the airplane continue on a VS. 6,000 altitude, VS. And let's see if this is good enough.
2,500.
Alright. We are configured. Just the checklist to go, and it's gonna be the landing checklist. Auto thrusters on speed, auto brake slow, ECAM memo, landing not yet, gear flaps, let me just call the purser, landing no blue. And cabin crew, take a seat. Cabins advised. Okay. Here we go, Vegas. Manual flight. I don't need the negativity that flight directors bring. And if you can see, that's the Las Vegas sphere. Oh, this is nice. Just past the strip. I see 3 white, 1 red, sorry. Decent crosswind-ish. Oh really, it's mostly ahead. Vegas looks, sorry, the sphere looks like Jupiter. See some of the casinos. Ooh, planet Earth. Okay, I'm correcting the sync. That was a minimum. It was just for us to be stable by, I think, with the gear, flaps, clear land, we are stable. Pretty happily stable as well. 2 white, 2 red. Very nice if the plane's just managing the power accordingly. Doing about 50% on one. And there go my frames. Okay. We are going to disregard the terrain warning. As you know, the GPWS terrain system had a problem. So it might be all the... So, there we go.
Allegiant 12.
We sunk down to 1,200 per minute.
Contact Las Vegas departure, Allegiant 12.
Gonna keep it going. And we're dipping the nose. Okay, there go my frame rates. Okay.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Oh yeah. Sync rate, frame rates, all in one. Oh my days, we're gonna delete this video. Holy shit. Oh my god. That was the frame rates. Yay.
Virgin
Can't believe I gotta
155
pull
Mike
up.
Heavy. Exit left at Echo 3.
Exit left at
I
Echo 3,
cannot
Virgin
believe
155
I
Mike
gotta
Heavy.
pull up. Where is Echo 3? All the way at the end. Okay. Wow. That's bad. That's really bad. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked. Maybe when I went all white, I should have just gone around, but it's okay. It was just a glide slope issue. Minor issue, no stress. Still the speed brakes. Gosh, my frames are suffering. Not sure what they have us exiting
Las
Echo
Vegas
3.
Tower, Southwest
That's
3992, visual runway 19 right.
literally all the way at the end.
Southwest 3992, Las
This
Vegas
is
Tower, continue.
technically a runway.
Wilco, Southwest 3992.
And Echo 3 is here. Okay, so we are gonna delete
Virgin
this video.
155, Mike Heavy. Contact ground 121.9er.
Ground 121.9er, Virgin 155, Mike Heavy.
I was quite happy with the approach. Shame. Anyway,
Southwest 9003, request taxi to the active.
Southwest 9003, runway 19er left. Taxi via hotel, Foxtrot 1, Echo 1. Hold short of runway 19er right.
okay.
Runway
I'm gonna
19er
put me in a
left, taxi
position
via
where I can
hotel,
cross
Foxtrot
19er
1, Echo
left
1. Hold
and
short
also
of runway
just turn
19er
left.
right, Southwest 9003.
Stop here. Stay on the brakes. Landing lights off. Strobes. Onto auto. What else can I do? Security rear flaps. Auto transponder. Then go to standby. And that's it. We just need to request taxi to the gate. Yeah, this is... So this is something that I'm noticing is now happening with the experimental version. No, it doesn't let me request taxi to the gate. So it's expecting us at gate Echo 3. So we'll set up for that, and we'll get there on our own. Echo 3, please. Request follow me. No. Who's gonna handle us? Delta. I think
Southwest
Version has
1755,
the
Gate Bravo 9er, request pushback.
what do you call it? The tie-up there with Delta.
Southwest 1755, Las Vegas ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face
So
southeast.
once again, the A340-600 and I have a poor
Southwest
relationship,
1755.
and I'm sure we got some big numbers there on the touchdown. The orb, yeah, it was lagging a lot. Tell me, Boomy Girl, what the landing rate was, because it was not pretty. It was ouch. I mean, I think we have to ground this plane. This needs to be inspected. Because I knew I was pushing 1,000 foot per minute, 1,100 at one point, just to get her back on the white, and I was happy to float a little bit. Wasn't expecting the boof the way it happened. On the left is clear. On the right, no lights. It's clear, so we're gonna cross 8 left, 26 right as well. Welcome to Vegas. Actually, kind of looks like a small city. It's not all that big. Glitzy maybe, but not big. This is Bravo, which is where we want to exit.
Southwest 1755, ready to taxi to the active.
Delta 1696, contact Las Vegas Tower 118.75. Have a good one.
Contact Tower 118.75, Delta 1696, take care.
Southwest 1755, runway 19er, left taxi via Delta, Echo 1.
Runway 19er, left taxi via Delta, Echo 1, Southwest 1755.
Almost off, but we are still within limits.
Southwest 9003, cross runway 19er right at Foxtrot 1.
Cross runway 19er right at Foxtrot 1, Southwest 9003.
Well, I'm gonna keep it on as a learning experience. It wasn't good. It really wasn't good. I'm gonna call it a learning experience. We're here on Bravo, accelerating a bit fast.
Southwest 3992, taxi to gate Bravo 10 via Yankee Bravo. Hold short of runway 19er left.
Taxi to gate Bravo 10 via Yankee Bravo.
We'll
Hold
carry
short
on
of
until
runway
Charlie
19
6.
left, Southwest 3992.
I have a feeling that was 1,000 something foot per minute. 1,031! Whoa! That's almost like I didn't flare. But obviously I did flare, but the frame rate thing kicked up and then boom. That was a bad landing. Compared to the 300s I've been doing, that's 3 times as hard. Fortunate. Yeah, it was a lot going on. Anyway. Well, next time. Here go my frame rates again. I think the city, like Vegas and the orb thing, the sphere, it really makes my frames go nuts. So we're gonna chalk it up to that. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. My frame rate dropping big. This is Charlie 6. This is where I wanted to turn into the ramp area. Echo 3 is somewhere down there, so we'll go there. Echo 3 is a way down. And we'll use the yellow-green line. That's gonna give us the best wingspan protection thing. The most margin for our big wings. There we go. 1230.
November 407. Sierra Victor, ramp whiskey 7. Request pushback.
No, I have to redo this landing. We're gonna come back to Vegas to fix this. 1,000 foot per minute is unacceptable. Oh my days. I'm still upset if you haven't been able to tell yet. Quite a few international tails here. So we got Rouge, we have Viva Aerobus, KLM, Edelweiss, Korean Air, so definitely names I didn't think showed up in Vegas. I didn't know KLM flew to Vegas. That's news to me.
Southwest 735, taxi to gate Alpha 19er via Yankee. Bravo, hold
Let's
short of
start
runway
getting
19er left.
the APU ready.
Taxi to gate Alpha 19er via Yankee. Bravo, hold short of runway 19er left, Southwest 735.
My guess is that it's either the air traffic that's giving me a hard time, or there's something with the textures and stuff here at Harry Reid that's giving me a bit of a hard time with the frames. This is Echo 3, so we're gonna park next to between Korean and KLM. So make it a nice wide and if your imagination's correct, this should be it. Tight as we can. Oh yeah.
November 407 Sierra Victor. Taxi for departure.
Oh, I didn't put the...
November 407 Sierra
I don't think I
Victor,
got the right
runway
GSX
19er
profile.
right taxi via hotel, Foxtrot 1.
I think there was an
Runway
update.
19er right taxi via hotel, Foxtrot
let me
1,
go out.
November 407 Sierra Victor.
And we'll stop at the last spot, which allows our tail to not impede ground services. Okay, slow down, all the way down. Right, that is our final parking position. Parking brakes are set.
Gate Bravo 24 request pushback.
The APU is ready,
Southwest 2227,
as
Las
we can
Vegas
see,
ground,
and
pushback
all
approved.
the
Face
engines are
southwest.
now off.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest, southwest 2227.
Hiya. Okay. Like every other time, we can't just chicken out. We're gonna watch that replay, and we're gonna take the hit. It is what it is. It happened, and it is what it is. Okay, we'll leave the beacon on. We had to get really up close and personal with the terminal there, which I think looks realistic. Yeah, we need to get up there. It's a big plane, isn't it? I'll have to make sure I get the GSX stuff here, and let's watch that replay. Let's send it back in the air. It's the same sound she made when she crashed. And around here, let's see, let's play. I think as far as the approach went, I set her up nicely. Oi! Oh, I forgot to disconnect BeyondATC. There you go. That was terrifying. And yep, much smoother. So we'll see bits of the strip, and we'll see how that landing actually panned out. Quite hard, obviously. A little bit more zoom on the plane. I think this is good. It's a good idea to maybe I can show you a cool feature of the Aerosoft A340-600 just after this crash landing. Okay, we're gonna fix that. That's we're gonna do better. So we'll just give me a second. We're gonna go back. Pause. Think this is about far enough. We are gonna. Ah! What's going on? Oh shit. Okay, no, that's not what we're gonna do. We are, yep, in replay mode. We're gonna go back to the air. We're gonna play. And in fact, let's go a bit further. Here is good. And I thought there was a way to stop replay mode. No, okay. So we are just crashing around. On that very disappointing note, ladies and gents. Thanks very much for joining. As this is Virgin Atlantic. As you can see, we've delivered you literally right into your gate. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you again the next time. Goodbye.